Hello, everybody. Welcome back to a wonderful show that we have for you today. How you guys doing today in the chat? Great, awesome, good job, guys. 10 points.
We're okay. We're not
Excellent. Ooh,
I could do
feels
better.
bad, man. But aside from the chat being dead, we got a wonderful show today with some wonderful hosts. Today we have Barn. He's back for another round.
Yeah.
Cyborg's back for another round as well.
Yee!
And we got Neon too. He back again.
My body is ready.
Oh. Oh. Yes.
Now I'm sad.
No.
I ruined the whole thing. Cut it off. Cut it.
Nope, we're keeping that in there. Doing it live!
Cut the tape. Cut the tape.
Doing it live!
Cut the tape.
Anyway, guys, got a wonderful show for you today. Obviously, we did have a chance to miss Valentine's Day. Sad Panda, no big deal. Because the love still spreads this entire month. So while the backgrounds are rolling on the chat, you will see a bunch of cards that our artists created from the KittenBand. And I believe most all of these cards will be available on redbubble.com. I do know that there are a few there right now, but yeah. Look at all them pretty cards. Look at them pretty cards.
They're very pretty.
You're very pretty. Got a lot of talent.
Wow. Pretty.
I bet I can win My Fair Lady with a card.
What's Poppin' doing in there?
I don't know. It's random. It's all good though. Don't worry about that.
Saw explain.
Don't worry about it. It's fine. Be good. But anyway, so let's start off with the show. We got an interesting topic. We wanted to do this the last episode because of relevancy, but it's still relevant. Now is we had a security breach online. I believe there was several places that had their infrastructure hacked into, and basically from there, that infrastructure allowed millions of emails to be leaked.
Oof.
Not only that, but account information and the such. So,
man.
how's that make you guys feel?
Oh,
Hurt.
So I gotta hide my wife. I gotta hide my kids.
I've got to hide the accounting information that I do not have since I am a child.
God, it's like the heartbeat bleed bug all over again. If anyone remembers that, even though it doesn't really have to do with the infrastructure of the internet itself, but point being, it's just a lot of having to go around, having to reset all my accounts because I really don't want any of my stuff being stolen. It's just more anxiety that I don't need, and it's scary because hackers are getting smarter.
Yeah. That's one thing I can say 110% is that I don't care if your friend on Discord that you've known for a long time goes, "Oh man, Discord is totally safe. They can't hack Discord." Full shit. Don't listen to them. They don't know what they're talking about. Same thing goes with a lot of other things. And the reason why I say that is not to like basically call your friend out for being, a liar or anything like that. That's not what it is. It's the fact that the people who are going to be doing internet security and all that stuff, the people who are going and stealing information, that are breaking into places, and yeah, that's one of them. But there have been, Char, you are correct. But there have been more breaches of security within like the last year. And it's been pretty crazy because a lot of accounts, not only VR chat, but a lot of other places are getting broken into, information being stolen, and so on and so forth. But yes, that is what we are directly referring to. But yeah, like I was saying, basically what happens is that these hackers, they're always ahead of the game, and it's because they got nothing better to do, and they're always trying to get to the next level, as you could say. So they're always trying to up their game. And while you got those guys out there doing that pretty much all the time, that's what they do on their free time. You have to have the countermeasure to that doing the same thing. They have to be constantly countering what those people are putting out and any sort of exploits. And obviously, no matter how good your internet security is, no matter how good of a company you think you work for or manage security for, there's always an opportunity for a hacker to sneak his way in no matter what. There's always one guy out there who's one step ahead of the company. So that's why it's, really, crucially important to, be careful when you can.
Well said. Yeah, so in all honesty, you guys at home really take the opportunity to if there's anything that's really important, bank accounts, I don't care if it's important. It's just redo your password. It doesn't take that long. It's not that hard. Just redo your password, because believe me, there have been several moments where I thought I was safe, and then all of a sudden my emails start blowing up like, "Oh, you've been logged in on this device from somewhere in Russia." And I'm like, "Wait, hold on, what?" So always just change your passwords.
Yeah, that's a good practice is to go into all of your important accounts that you would basically not want to lose and change your password. If not, change your login information completely, like username and password. That's one thing that a lot of people don't do is that they will have 4 or 5 social media accounts. They will have their Steam account, they will have their Origin account, and they'll have their bank account and a bunch of other stuff, and they'll have maybe 2 passwords, maybe 1 password for all of them. What Char just said in the chat was actually what I was kind of alluding to is randomly generated passwords are the best. You can set up your parameters in whatever program you get for that or hardware device. I personally have a hardware device called the Librem key. It has a true random number generator on it. There are other programs out there that do the same thing, like password vaults and such, that also have true random number generators on them. And basically, you can just create a random password. And also, you can set your password generator to auto-populate a lot of the times. So you don't actually have to type it in. You just have to remember to keep yourself logged in or have your X character amount of password, saved somewhere where you can just copy and paste it. LastPass, I've heard of that. I heard that's actually a pretty good one. I say there's a lot of programs out there. I would obviously do research if you're not familiar with a specific password vault and you just want to kind of get some information on it, see, hey, is it actually secure? Does it actually work? What does it do? And that way you can kind of gauge what your comfort level is with getting something like that. For me, I have the Librem key. That's a little bit more for people who mess with Linux and understand computers a little bit better because it requires a little bit more knowledge to set it up and get it ready and to sync it to your computer for certain things. I use it as a hardware lock, so whenever it gets pulled out of my computer, it locks the hard drive down and it encrypts it. But that's just my own personal thing. It's more of a countermeasure to protect yourself from people that are around you, even though I don't really need it. But like if anything does get tampered with the computer, it'll let me know. So I say it's very important to make sure that security is like number 1 on your list. Like, sure, if you can afford to lose your social media accounts, you can put your burner passwords on those. But like your Steam, your Origin, your bank accounts, PayPal, stuff like that, things that you spend money on and have a lot of money tied up with, those are the accounts you're going to want to make sure that you have your stronger passwords on and that if your email gets compromised, that you make sure you switch your email to as well. That's another thing.
So right about probably I want to say like 3 months ago, I had my email as one of my fake emails that I use, and stuff, and it got compromised. Like, hey, China's, you had a login from China, right? I didn't visit China anytime, and if you're lazy like me, for the people at home, it could be really just as simple as changing your, that's I mean that's a simple solution. I mean I haven't heard anything back. If you're really paranoid, if you really feel like you want to go security, I suggest you burn the hard drives and just move to Mexico and go under a new name. Everyone's a Rodriguez in Mexico. But as far as like these hackers finding information about you, I don't want them finding information about the Russian government. My Russian lover sending me emails.
Wait.
Anyways, I don't want them finding out any information that I get from my emails.
Yeah, exactly. And that's another thing too. Speaking of hard drives and burning them, and moving to Mexico, that was actually something I recently just posted in Dark server. It's called the Red Key. It's a drive wipe key. Basically, you plug it into your computer, reset it, and go through the menu, and boom, it'll wipe all the hard drives on the computer. And it'll secure erase them. That means that it'll actually go through, scrub every individual file out of there, replace it with a bunch of random ones and zeros, and yeah, that's it basically.
Good.
But that's actually a thing. People, not very many people get rid of their hard drives. Usually, that's like one of the few pieces from a computer that if you got your own computer, or if you're swapping out, laptops and stuff, that's one of the few pieces that people usually carry over to their computer. So it's not quite as common to have an issue with that, because a lot of that, data and information, usually the hard drive dies before anybody can like scrub the information off of it. But, there still is that chance that, let's say you sell, your laptop because you don't need it anymore, and you erased everything off of it, and Windows, fresh install and all that stuff. But the thing is, without a secure erase, that information's still on the hard drive. It's just that the sector's been deleted and it's no longer there. If you had the proper data recovery program, you can actually get a lot of that information back. And some of that information may actually have personal information in it, and that's where, a lot of people go wrong. Now, am I saying that, are you going to get targeted for this? No. But the thing is that it's hacking and, getting information and all that stuff. It's not about targeting any one specific person. It's a crime of opportunity. So if someone can take your information, they will. That's the thing. They may not directly out you individually, but they will, sweep you up in a large group of people, like they did with VR chat, or like they did with PlayStation, or like they did with, a lot of other programs and companies throughout the last several years. That's why they attack companies and not people, because it's easier to get all of that stuff in one big fell swoop, as opposed to individually attacking each person and possibly getting caught. So remember, boys and girls, if you feel like you could possibly be a victim of internet security fraud, make sure you change your passwords, get a new email, swap your accounts out. It's a pain in the ass. But you know what else is a pain in the ass? Dealing with the bank and telling them why you bought $3,000 worth of rubber dildos from eBay.
Yeah.
That's what's hard to do.
Good analogy. Good analogy.
Not saying that they're going to do that, but, you've seen the fraud commercials with it, credit card companies. Oh, I saw that you recently have a charge for $700 worth of tennis balls, or, just random stuff like that. I mean, that is why you want to make sure a lot of that stuff is secure. Definitely want to make sure that stuff is secure. Obviously, a lot of us know PayPal,
Analogy
and
is
a lot of other
really
things
good.
like that. Super important.
I couldn't imagine my pay bill getting hacked. Like, oh my god, I would lose it.
Exactly.
All the money that Russia sent. I mean, my Russian girlfriend sends me.
Oof.
Barnes secretly working with Russia on Kid Marching Band.
Yeah. It's I remember. And it's crazy because another thing you have to keep in mind with these hackers is that it's not just a person sitting at a laptop, putting in a bunch of numbers over and over. What they do is that, like Tranquil said, they have programs that essentially like pumps in numbers at like a million per second. Because I was getting, like I said, my emails were blowing up because I was getting, I was being hacked by all these different IP addresses at once. And I was like, wait, what the hell's going on? And so I had to change my password and I never had a problem since.
That's what we call a botnet. That's when someone infects a bunch of different computers at a certain given point in time. And then when the time comes, the person wakes up all these computers or wakes up the Trojan inside the computers and uses the DNS's power, like basically like how much information traffic that they can pump out, and they use it as a DDoS attack. So you can have multiple computers from across the world attacking one, area. And while that's happening, the person can get inside, take information, find a back door into a DNS. There's all kinds of different things that can happen at that point. And a lot of the time, those DDoS attacks are just smoke and mirrors. They're not really there to do anything other than annoy people. They're there to basically annoy people and piss them off while they're in the background actually taking information or doing other things. So that's why it's, crucially important that, you guys are safe on the internet. Don't be going on the internet ordering random boxes from the dark side of the internet. That's probably not a good idea.
Man, I was really planning on getting that tone.
Glitch, the reason why we're talking about this is because VR chat was hacked not too long ago. Over 500,000 emails were leaked. And a lot of that information were people who are in the KittenBand and outside of the KittenBand as well. And also, it just seemed like a good topic to throw on the show because, internet security, no matter what or where you're hearing it from, is a good thing to talk about every once in a while. Maybe a little boring for some people, but it is also very important to remember that, hey, your personal information is out there. It may not be a lot of personal information. It may be more than some other people, but regardless, you don't want it compromised anyway, because it's pain in the ass for you to recover all of it and have to go back in and change all your passwords for like 20 different accounts. But it's worth changing your password for 20 different accounts if you don't have to worry about your stuff getting taken or compromised. Like, think about your Steam account. Like, a lot of you have Steam, probably have several hundred games on your Steam, and then all of a sudden one day you try to log in and oopsie doodle, password's been changed, everything's been changed, and your email no longer works because they got in and compromised it.
Man, it's a oopsie doodle, the worst kind of
Oopsie
oopsie.
doopsie, we did a fucky wucky.
Yeah, Chari right there, that's a good example. That's why it's important to be careful and, take the best practices that suit your needs, because everybody's going to be a little different. Like Glitch, she's, she doesn't have a credit card, so she doesn't need to go that extra, step. But some people do. Some people have bank accounts or debit cards. Some people have, like me, have Steam accounts with hundreds and hundreds of games in them. So obviously you just have to take measures based off of, what you think is appropriate. But usually changing a password is all you really need to do. That's usually like the low end, just change your password, and that'll like stave off like 95% of the attacks, as long as you do that. Anybody else got any other follow-ups with this?
I think that's a good wrap up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, since we're done talking about icky no-no things, I think we should run an ad and then check out the new segment that we got on this.
Can't wait.
So,
There
Saw,
it is.
without further ado, if you could be such a nice gentleman.
Yeah, Saw.
Roll that beautiful bean footage.
Want to show off your compulsive obsession with the Kitten Marching Band? Want to spread the positivity to the real world? You can grab a Meowth full of KMB merch at redbubble.com. You can find a link in the description below where you can yoink yourself some cute KMB themed clothing, stickers, posters, and more. Find yourself some adorable posters featuring KMB inspired fan art. Store a kitten in your pocket with our Pocket Kitten t-shirts. Be a beginner angel with our Do Good, Die Great hoodies. We've got a whole paw full of merch for your purchasing pleasure. And in case you're wondering, all proceeds go to charity, helping real kittens in need.
Hello, and welcome to Pay It Forward, a segment where we show all of you at home how to make the world a better place. Today on the show, we are going to show you how to buy someone an ice cream. Let's tune in, folks, and see how our pals are doing today.
Is it the best you can do?
No. Oh, no. You want ice cream, Sarah? Give me fucking ice cream.
Yes,
How much
give
do
me
you
ice
fucking
cream.
want?
I want all of it. All of it.
As you can see, that would be the incorrect way to buy someone ice cream. Now, why don't we take a look and see how you're actually supposed to buy someone ice cream?
Hi.
Yo. What kind of flavor do you want?
I'll just take the one flavor that's fucking available. It's fucking shadow flavor. Yeah.
Yeah, good there's ice cream.
Thank you. I want to take it. Grab this shoot. My arm's not wet.
Yeah, but you
Yeah.
asking for?
Who grabs an ice cream? Buy the ice cream part and then
Shut the
gives
fuck
to
up.
people. I've never seen anyone do
I
that.
do what I want, bitch.
As you can see, that went much more smoothly than before. And if all of us just take a moment to pay it forward, we can make this wonderful world a better place. Tranquil the Cat signing off with another episode of Pay It Forward. Who wooed you guys like that?
I really like that.
Adorable.
Hell yeah. Well, it's a new segment that we're working on. Bloop came up with the idea of the segment. And then we kind of just brainstormed a little bit more to add to. And that's what we came up with. So thanks, Bloop, for your wonderful idea. It created a beautiful segment.
Yee!
And don't worry, I got plenty of bloopers for you guys later.
I see what you did.
Wah, wah, wah.
Yeah, boy. Well, since we had a wonderful little start to the show, I think we should move on to the next topic. And the next topic is, well, Uwu Day.
Ooh, day?
Uwu Day. So Valentine's Day, we had a wonderful Valentine's Day this year. It was awesome, or at least for me, I had a good Valentine's Day. How about you guys?
I had an excellent Valentine's Day. I'm in a long distance relationship, but I was still able to talk to my boyfriend. And I hung out with my friends too, because I feel like Valentine's Day is a day where you could just sit down and appreciate the things and the people that you love. Not just your significant other, though that's important. Just surround yourself with people and things that, again, that you love, that you appreciate. Take time to really think about them.
Yeah. Or it's a good day to cuddle up to those body pillows Glitch has been making for us.
Yeah.
Still can't buy mine. Just gotta wait. Gotta save up some money, but don't worry. Buff Cat body pillow will be mine. No. The goal in life: collect all body pillows, stack them in a pillow.
Make a body
fort.
pillow for
Body pillows.
Tranquil is
Oh, you cut out, buddy. You died.
Are we right there?
He died.
Uh-oh.
Boy. Uh-oh.
Dead boy.
Yeah-oh.
We lost one.
Hmm?
You died.
I did.
Yeah, you cut out.
Don was a fantastic cat, and I think it's important that we remember him for the cat he was.
Da da da.
Duh.
Da da da. Da 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 da. Rest in pieces, Neon.
Oof.
His will and testimony for the 50 black dildos goes to
Oh.
Oh no.
Oh.
What?
Ooh.
What?
Ooh.
Yeah, it was
Oh,
a strange
oh!
cat.
He's been revived!
You alive?
Revived with
I
big
never
PP
died.
power!
What?
Oh, welcome back, Neon. Thanks. How was the dead?
I was never killed. I've been in this voice chat the whole time. What?
I think the moment I mentioned dildos is like, what? Wait, what?
He's like, what
I
dildos?
didn't
Ooh,
die
what?
in this voice chat the whole time.
Okay, well.
Hmm. Discord's
guys...
being a bitch.
You know,
Ooh!
Speaking of Valentine's Day, there's another little thing that we can actually talk about here. So you guys know those crappy chalky candy hearts that you always get every year, no matter what, and they always say like "I love you" on them and all that stuff. So
I hate them.
The company that makes them, Necco, not as in like the cat Necco, but Necco as in NIC or Nico or whatever they're called. They make Necco wafers. And they actually went out of business this year and were sold to another company. I forget which company. But this year we didn't have any of them shitty candy hearts.
Thank God. That's a blessing in disguise. It really is.
Yep, we're at least not from Necco themselves. Next year, yes, they'll be making the crappy candy hearts again.
Maybe they'll get a new recipe.
Yeah, they didn't have time to get everything together, so they weren't able to make Valentine's Day this year. But in all reality, I mean, are we really missing anything?
No.
And a candy company that specifically specializes in Valentine's Day candies fails on Valentine. What were they doing like the whole year? Like, I guess they're just messing around. I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like
Oh,
I
I've
said.
had those char. Yeah, char right there.
Where's those?
So Ciclets. They're like round, hard, candy-covered chocolate ball, and they're like M&Ms, but they're not.
Oh, are those the ones that usually you get in like a little plastic wrap? And the reason why they're called sixlets is because you get them in like 6 pieces.
No,
Oh,
they're the ones where it's like they're in a plastic wrap, yeah, but they don't have any tube or anything like that, and it's literally just a plastic container, like a little wrapper, full of little chocolate or a little candy-covered chocolate ball.
yeah, in a line, right? A bunch of different colors.
Usually in a line, like yeah, for the smaller ones.
I know
Yes.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
the
those are
smaller
garbage.
ones.
I remember a long time ago. I think this was during Halloween. I kept one of those, like, it was like a tube wrapper. Like, you have to squeeze the fucking ball out on a hot day, and I left them in my pocket, and it just came out like all goopy and stuff. And it's just like, this is horrible.
Ooh, yeah. No, I know what you're talking about. I had that as a kid when I was a lot younger, and I used to like them for some reason when I was younger, but like, yeah, they would just like melt in my pocket, and like I would try to like squeeze them out, and it would just like break and just turn into mud.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've been more responsible with candy. I've been taking care of my teeth. I haven't been eating as much candy as I used to. That's crazy to think. I've been flossing more than I brush my teeth. Is that weird?
No, in
No.
fact, that's very good.
Yeah, I've made it a habit. I
Speaking
made
of
flossing a
love-
habit.
Awesome. That's actually really good. Every dentist will tell you always make sure to floss. And speaking of love, my cat Jasper just arrived, guys. He's not purring, so I can't show off his purr, but he's here and he's gonna curl up with me, I think.
He said,
So
Jasper.
Jasper, say hi to the podcast. Say hi to the podcast.
Jasper, say hi to the podcast.
I said say hi.
It's beautiful. I don't know, like that's the weird thing. It's like on Valentine's Day, like it's really funny because there's so many like nasty candies that are on Valentine's. Like I don't. Out of all the holidays, like I mean, that involve any type of candy, I should say, because you got to specify. Because I mean, I don't know. Do you guys ever hear St. Patrick's Day candy? Not me.
I've heard St. Patrick's Day booze, and I can attest that that's some good stuff. But
Yeah,
that's just me.
Yeah, that's the good stuff. The green beer. Actually, it's just my beer with green dye. But hey,
Still good.
no, Valentine's Day, like nothing good. Like except for the chocolate boxes of
Oh, yeah.
boxes of chocolates, which are like Russell Stouffer or whoever the hell, like decent, okay chocolates. Other than that, or Ferrero Rochers, yeah, is that how you say it? Ferrero Rocher or whatever.
Yeah, something like that. It's some French.
Yeah, it's some French. Yeah, that stuff. Like other than like the good candy that's pretty much around all year long, I mean, like there really is no like, hey, look at this great candy from Valentine's Day that we all know and love. No, it's actually these really crappy chalky hearts that no one likes to eat.
If I can say, the best experience I've had with those stupid chalky hearts was in middle school, and we all thought this was really funny because we were in middle school. I got a candy heart that said 1-on-1.
Oh,
There was some messages there, and of course, there was this one kid. He laughed, and he's like, "Can I take this and show it to everyone?" And I was like, "That's fine," because we're in middle school. We all think that's funny. So
How old were you?
I was like 13 at the time, I want to say.
FBI open.
Well, yeah, there you go. Glitch just helped me make a great comparison. Chalky, crappy hearts for Valentine's Day is like candy corn for Halloween.
Legit, if you get the right kind of candy corn can taste amazing. I will always defend it.
Yeah,
You
it's
just
only
can't
like
get the cheap one.
Yes.
only like a couple years old as opposed to like sitting in the bin at fucking Cub for like 5 or 6 years.
Yeah.
Candy corn is fucking awesome.
I'm with you, Charm. Standing with you, brother.
No, I am like 50% with you on that because I
Thank you,
have
Joe.
actually had good candy corn, like good, fresh, decent candy corn from like a actual candy company that makes it fresh every year, not like shitty box candy that tastes like it's covered in wax and death.
It's a holiday for your loved one. If you don't know what your partner's favorite candy is, I mean, come on, man.
Well, my
These edible
partner's favorite
panties.
candy is all of them.
Gotta get
Go
the
to the store and buy me. Yeah, go to the store and buy me like a fruit roll-up box. That'd be fine.
Go buy me a fruit roll-up box.
That's what I want.
Screw your fancy candy. Just give me a fruit roll.
Yeah. Oh my god. I'm sorry. I hope like I don't know if any purring got through, and I apologize if it did. But I can't say though. One really good candy I had was, you guys know, not sweet hearts, but sweet tarts. You guys ever had sweet tarts before?
No.
Yeah.
Sweet.
They
I
do.
dislike them.
Okay, well, Neon
By no, I
disagrees,
meant
but
stop.
they have made like sweet hearts before, tart hearts, and those have been pretty good just because I really like sweet. I like those. So if you do want some good sweethearts with a tangy, a tarty side to them, then that's your pick for you. Or you could just eat a bunch of chocolate and become fat. And chocolate kisses, oh my god, Hershey Kisses are suitable for every holiday because chocolate is good for everything, and you could just get fat off of it, and that's what's amazing.
Beatus.
I mean, yeah.
There was one year I actually got a oversized Hershey's Kiss. You know what I'm talking about? Like the big one. Not like the little, not like the one step up from that, but I'm talking like the big boy. You
The
know,
softball size.
yeah.
But you
I sat
soft.
there like with a pocket knife for like days, just like shaving off chocolate.
Sorry, just myself.
I was just wondering because Saw's in the corner.
I was at the grocery store and we found like little plush kisses, and my mom's just like, "What the fuck are these?" She's like, "What are these for? What is the point?"
Speaking of chocolate, I got some chocolate right next to me, but I'm not gonna eat on the podcast, so I don't know. Do we have any more candy stories, or should we roll to the next topic? It's up to you, Trink.
I need that
chocolate.
I need that diabetes level 2, man.
That diabetes level 2.
I beat the first level, now I need the second.
It's to go even further.
Oh no.
That's the plan.
It's like diabetes level 3.
Oh no.
I say like you know, as far as candy's concerned, I can't really think of any. You know, the only candy that I can think of, and not very many people get this stuff. The Japanese candy making kits, or like the little kit.
God.
Like occasionally there is a candy store down by me that actually sells that stuff, and it's always like the random packaged, like, make little pieces of taffy or make like little mochis or make little dongos or whatever. But it's always, candied stuff.
My chocolate.
And we actually get those at a candy store, and they're actually really fun to play with and try to figure out how to actually use.
Yeah, actually, from one of those Japan online stores, I bought I think this was during high school, since I was such a weeaboo. I bought like a ton of like those Japanese candies, but they are like just incredibly sugary.
Oh god, they are.
Yeah,
Like I've sorry.
God, it's just straight up sugar. I think it was the one with like the straw, and you dip it in the goop, and it like comes out like a. It's just all sugar.
Yeah, it is. I remember I had 3 of them, and they either taste like awful plastic or, like you said, Barnes, just pure sugar. Like one time it was so sweet I had to spit it out or I was gonna throw up. It was fun to make, but it wasn't so fun to eat.
A lot of those candy kits remind me of, I don't know, some of you guys might remember this, Dr. Dreadful's Food Laboratory.
Oh, the one where you get to make gummies out of his like little brain.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think there's like a test tube one where you like make like a like a flavored drink in a test tube.
Yep. Yeah, there was like all kinds of different weird ass kits you could buy, or add-ons to the original Dr. Dreadful Laboratory, and like you could make drinks, or I know they had like an instant like smoothie one. That one was horrible. And the gummy ones, and like I say, they were all really weird. But oof, man, that Dr. Dreadful shit, that stuff was gross. I mean, like, when I was a kid, I was more amazed than anything, so I was just like, fuck it, eat it, I don't care. But, like, now that I think back on it, and like how terrible some of those actually really tasted. Oh, man, they were bad. They were really, really bad.
I think they're still making stuff even today.
They are, actually. The last time I went to Toys R Us, which was before they closed down, I actually saw one of those at Toys R Us, and I'm like, wow, I can't believe they still make these.
Ugh.
Yeah,
It's
it's enough to make your stomach cringe.
So you yeah, because like I remember Dr. Dreadful was like the weird kids easy bake up. Basically, I mean, it was not really easy bake oven. It was more like just weird fucked up chemicals you can put together to make something look weird and taste good, or well, remotely good. But like then there was like easy bake oven. I'm pretty sure some people had those, but like then I had also the creepy crawlers, like little where you could make like little rubber like worms and spiders and shit like that. Like so like there was a friend that had one of those as well, and his was broken, right? So like in order for it to work, he had to like push a button in on the inside or some shit like that. So he had like a really jerry-rigged way of and like one time like he forgot to let the little pan sit inside the thing after he shut it off. So he just like goes in, grabs it with his hand, and like gets like literally like 3rd-degree burns like all over his fingertips.
God, what the hell?
Yeah, right?
Hear that?
Lawsuit, anyone?
Yeah, I mean, like, in all reality, like, back then, no one cared about that kind of shit unless, like, it actually failed outright. But, like, he was the one who broke it, so, like, his parents figured out a way how to ghetto rig it. So, I mean, in all reality, it was kind of all their faults, but...
Dr. Dreadful, what the hell?
Yeah, because, like, I mean, on the Creepy Crawler Factory, they had, like, a thing where, you heat it up with the goo, you put it in, and then it stays in there, and it cooks for X amount of time, and then after it's done, it's supposed to lock the door until it reaches a certain temperature, and then after that, the thermostatic switch opens the door, and, then you can get out your little rubbery gummy, things that were not edible, by the way. They weren't edible. Remember, creepy crawlers was just a stupid toy to make rubber insects. But like actually, yeah, they basically would pop out, and then you could peel them out, and it was But like, yeah, that was one of the problems. That's why they don't make it anymore, or they don't make it the same way they used to, because people would like pull the pan out and burn their hands on.
That explains a lot. I ate those things all the time. No, I was like, terrible. They look edible too. Like I would totally eat them too.
That's why I was always surprised I never made an edible version, because they could have easily made one.
Yeah.
I think that's where Dr. Dreadful came from. I think that's why that was created.
Yeah.
Chloe, can you hear me, Chloe? Speaking from a different wavelength. Bruh. If you want to come in and say hello, come in and say hello.
Oh.
And there they go.
Look who it is. It's Chloe.
Oh,
Hi,
you cut
Chloe.
out majorly for me, but hi.
Chloe, welcome to the podcast. How you doing?
Think
I'm
something's up.
good. How are you guys? I'm a bit
Doing
late,
good.
but I thought I'd come
I'm good.
and talk on here. Yay.
Hey.
Chloe,
Yeah, boy.
Yes.
since you're nice and new and fresh, we're gonna hit you with a question right away.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so what is your most hated candy out of the seasonal candies?
When you say seasonal, do you mean like Halloween?
Yeah, like
Christmas.
Halloween, Christmas, Valentine's Day. So
Candy
like
corn
Halloween.
is awful.
High five! High five, Chloe!
I had it. It's not as common over here, but I had it once, and yeah, sugar mice is another one. Anything that's like pure sugar, and the whole point of the candy is it like not to have any other flavor except for just sugar, doesn't go down well.
Peeps.
We don't have Peeps, but
Basically, just think of a marshmallow covered in sugar. That's what it is.
I'll eat one of those.
It just makes me feel it's sickly. So that's not mine.
Is that like the stuff which like where you bite into it and you can feel your teeth scream?
Yeah.
Well, I was also gonna add some. I mean, Haribo and stuff is cool, but there's certain. I don't like boiled sweets because they also make me feel like buttery boiled sweets.
Ah, gotcha.
And
But you like
there's some
Haribo
candies
gummies?
Hard gummies. Hard gummies are okay. Some of them just really hurt my teeth. That's
Oh, okay.
that just like really hurt your teeth. No. Yeah. That's about it for me.
Oh, beautiful. Excellent. I like how the Valentine's Day thing kind of transitioned to candy.
Yep, that's what it's all about.
It's beautiful. Screw talking about love and all that other gay stuff. We're going to talk about candy.
Yeah. Have you talked about your favorite candies?
Yes.
Yeah.
Can I add mine?
Yes.
Thurbert.
Used.
Thurbert.
What is that?
Sherbet.
Uh,
Thurbet. And I mean, chocolate is a given, but yeah. And I like candy canes.
ooh.
So that would be my favorite Christmas candy.
What kind? The peppermint or the like fruity candy cane?
Peppermint. I love mint. Sweet mint. Mwah, beautiful. So and marzipan, even though it's not really a candy, but I eat it like it is.
Marzipan. I
I
love
love
marzipan.
marzipan.
It's good. Hell yeah. All right, so we're gonna move to the next topic now. Since I didn't have my writers do their job. Basically, I had to kind of scrape together a couple topics, but one thing popped into my head right away because I was looking through the writer chat. Is that so? From the last show, guys, we talked about something that we wanted to see in the KittenBand. Well, Juicy heard our call. He heard the pleas. He heard the cries in the midnight. He heard people. He heard people say, "Yeehaw, brother."
Oh, no way.
Yeehaw.
He did.
And from that,
Kitten March Band.
and from
I
that, we got Cowboy Cat.
Okay, but
Yes.
immediately as I got that Cowboy Cat, I did a Country Roads March when I got on a few days later after the Cowboy Cat.
Beautiful.
We said I stole her idea. So for
Yeah, I need to hop onto VR chat more to fully experience Yeehaw cats, but I have worn them, and I wholly approve, and I'm sure Kiwi backflipped when she realized there's Yeehaw cats.
Yeehaw, brother.
Not gonna lie, when the Cowboy Cat came out, I screamed.
Well, I knew they were
'Cause,
coming
I mean,
because Juicy
come
was
on!
hinting.
Well, I'm glad they did. Now we need the
Yes.
PewDiePie cat.
Yeah.
No, we don't.
We gotta stop T-Series.
Oh,
Yeah.
God.
PewDiePie cat. PewDiePie.
Oh no. I work
I'm
at
starting a
theme park.
protest.
I work at a theme park, right? But I had to work in a playground where we stand there, and it's sort of like it's got all like rickety bridges and stuff. It's all like above like the ground, and a teenage boy ran in, and then he just stood in the middle of one of the bridges and shouted down, "Everyone subscribe to PewDiePie!" And I had an out of body experience for about 5 seconds. It's like, oh
That's
no.
beautiful.
When the internet
Not
changed
here.
my life.
Not here. Not in my place of employment, please.
Oh,
I
my
mean,
God.
to be fair, I have heard people scream hit or miss out of nowhere.
Oh, do you know? Okay, so there's a whole show. Our theme park is themed around animals because it really wants to be the animal kingdom. And they do a show, and it's like it's mainly directed towards kids. So you've got like all your favorite animal themed songs, such as "What the Fuck Say" in 2018,
no.
now 2019, and well, of course, there's another song that's surrounded by animals that has kind of blown off in the last few months or whatever. So I always look in the costume department to see what they're making for the shows and stuff. There's shark costumes. So
What?
I can't wait to walk into work and be surrounded by that. I'm really excited to just hear baby shark everywhere.
Oh no.
I'm not excited.
At least I'm not, touch wood, operating the ride right next to the concert, because that's where you basically have the show non-stop in your ears. So ah!
No.
Oh no.
Oh.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh, no, no, no.
But yeah, cowboy cats.
Yeah, Cowboy Cats, boys.
Sorry,
we
I
got
went
Cowboys
really
Cat.
off topic.
As you all heard, your cries were heard from Juicy, and he whipped out them cowboys.
They're really good.
Yes, so thank you, Juicy, for
Thank you,
whipping
Juicy.
out them cowboy, getting the yee honk to the good people.
I mean, he's asleep right now. Thank you, Juicy.
Oh, he'll watch. I think he likes the podcast, so
You think
he likes
it?
Yeah,
Well, I hope he
I
likes
kinda,
it.
I kind of figured that because he saw the thing about the problem. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I figured because he was like, so I watched the podcast, and then he shows a screenshot of the fucking cat, and I was like, oh.
Does that mean we have to debate what our next movement is for the next kittens?
Kiwi
I
said that
always
she's
leave
gonna
that up
beat
to
my ass.
I mean, honestly, he seems to favor what's popular at the time anyway, no matter what kind of cat, or like if there's just a cat that's been needing to be made for a long time, he'll get around to it when he can. So I just kind of let him do Juicy, and he always seems to create what we want all the time anyway. So
Yeehaw.
unless he asks for something, like that's when everybody goes in for the attack usually. The day Juicy says, I don't know what to make,
Ooh!
I'm sure he's got a toilet paper roll full of notes, just and double ply too, the thick roll, not that shitty stuff that you get at Tesco's. No, man, you gotta get that double. Clothes know what I'm talking about.
Tesco, let's go.
No, we don't want Tesco
Tesco
value.
We don't
Plus
want
Tesco.
that. We want that quilted northern goodness, or some of that Charmin plush.
Ooh.
That dang Charmin.
Oh damn.
That Andrex. Luxury. So, Juicy, we're gonna need you to make a cat avatar with toilet paper stuck on its foot, please.
And then he
Carrying
have
around
a cake
a roll of
please.
toilet paper with a sheet of toilet paper stuck to its foot.
Yeah.
Cat with a giant heart costume over its body. I'm begging.
With a what?
A giant heart costume over its body. I'm begging.
Oh.
Valentine's Day.
Waddling?
I mean, there is a Cupid cat. Not an official release, but there is.
Yeah,
a Cupid cat.
that's Misfits, isn't it?
No, that's Juicy's. Jacob used-
Okay.
Hi, Blue.
I saw Misfit with it. I was just like, did they make it?
Glitter gang. We need glitter cats. I agree with Bloop.
I
Glitter gang.
have a glitter burb. Is that good enough?
Glitter burbs. I mean, if you ask Bloop that question, she's gonna say, no, there's no such thing as too much glitter.
I mean, it's true.
You can eat glitter.
I wouldn't go that
I mean,
far.
you could.
But it might not necessarily be good. Yeah.
It's like you could drink antifreeze, but you probably shouldn't.
You're a doctor.
Great life advice.
You go in for surgery, and like you get like then you look inside your stomach. It's like, what the hell did this
It's
guy
just glitter.
do? He's got glitter on his surgeon gloves and stuff.
He'll be like, oh wow, this
I'll
got
never
some nice
wash
looking
this out.
insides.
He's gonna have glitter on him forever.
Oh no.
Oh no.
It reminds me of that that really weird 3D animation where it's like those two guys farting glitter.
What the fuck?
Oh, I think I know the one you're talking about.
Yeah, they just like
Wait.
fart glitter at each other.
Is it 2D or 3D? Did you say?
It's 3D. It's like really like kind of super cheese. And it's like the last one, like the guy like does like a headstand or something and like kind of goes full
Oh,
spread.
yeah,
and
I got
just,
it,
like,
I got it, I
shoots
got it.
glitter into the.
It's called Butts.
Yeah, that one.
There's also which I forgot about, but there's a character in Universal. It's one of the Trolls characters. You know, they all dress up and you can meet the characters. There's a Trolls character that farts glitter.
Oh no!
Like the actual costume farts glitter. If you look it up, like Universal Studios troll farts glitter, and it's got a little butt, and when it lands, glitter comes out its butt.
Oh jeez.
So Disney World, up your game.
Hey Glitter, hey Bloop, we found you a job.
Oh no!
Bloop, we found you a job over at Universal Studios.
Yeah,
you
you
can
can
be
be
the
the
troll that has the costume with the farting glitter.
Yeah.
Oh lord.
Yeah.
There you go, Bloop, got a job for you. So you can make the
Yeah.
money.
You go back to your boss like, I don't want to poop glitter. We're gonna poop glitter. Go out there and poop some glitter.
But I wanted to be Bud Simpson today. Tough. You
Flying
jumped
right
and you fought that glitter out. I want
Dude,
you.
I'm pretty sure she could get the job. Like she could live like in a different country and they'd
Bloop,
be
can
like,
you
no,
jump
we want
on
Bloop.
my-
She's the glitter specialist.
she's glitter maestro. She's head troll, glitter troll. Please follow her lead. She's the glitter lead. Glitter leader.
Imagine like the boss takes you in. So we wanted to do something a little bit differently. We found out that the kids want the glitter on their faces, so we're gonna
I
need
was
you to
gonna make a fart on kids shirt.
we're gonna need you to jump on the kid.
We want you
I'm
to
sorry, what?
sit on the children. Oh no, it's fine because it'll go all over the internet and people will say it's really cute and relatable. Just say it's unicorn dust. There you go. BuzzFeed will love this.
Say it's unicorn dust. Freshly ground unicorns.
Oh.
Oof.
It's like when what's was it like unicorn fart or something, and it would just be like cotton candy, and everyone said it was like unicorn fart.
Yeah.
God.
Why was that a thing?
There's actually this stuff that's basically meat in a can and it's called unicorn meat and it's just like poorly processed like it's just like it's supposed to be like a joke thing, but it's just like they have it. It's a thing.
Yeah.
I think I saw, because I used to watch a YouTuber and he basically buys stuff off Amazon and then opens it. That's all he does. And he did lots of unicorn ones where he just bought as many weird unicorn themed things, and I think he got that. And you open it up and it's like just bits of like it's like little like stuffed toys with just like a unicorn leg.
Oh God.
Which is even worse. It's
Yeah, I don't know what's happening. I was busy making popcorn. Popcorn.
Oh, hey, got him.
yeah, unicorn farts, am I right?
Yeah, dude.
Well, it's usually unicorn fart or unicorn poop or unicorn puke, and it's like, why?
I mean, I have a little rainbow wind-up walking poo. Like, you know the poo emoji?
Yeah.
Well, I have a rainbow version that you wind up and it walks, and it poops out little candies.
Oh, no.
Oh
Oh,
God,
no.
I know those.
Yeah.
Wait, my mom got me. I think it was my mom. It was like for Christmas one year. She got me this little plastic toy of poop, and it had this really like shitty candy. And when it walked, it would
literally?
like poop. Yeah, it was really shitty, and you would like put it in the head, and then you would make it walk, and then the candy would just like poop out of their butthole, and it's just like, why does poop itself poop?
I sometimes wonder where humor candy, like, who actually eats like novelty candy or novelty food? Like, there's always
Kids.
like penis shaped.
Kids under 6.
Penis shaped pasta.
Well, maybe not that.
What?
All the
Sounds
penis
hot.
shaped stuff. It's like lots of stuff that you'll find on like hen nights and stuff, but it's like you can get penis shaped pasta, penis shaped lollipops, penis shaped everything.
Oh
And
my
the thing
god.
is, I get that it's a joke because haha, wiener. But who actually goes, oh, I'm gonna boil some of that penis pasta up and have some, you know, get some marinara sauce.
That's like stuff
have
you
a
would
nutritious
serve.
meal.
at like a fucking bachelor party.
Well, exactly, but it's like, when are you gonna make pasta at a bachelor party?
I'm gonna go to Spencer's and go get me some peni shaped pasta so I can have
It's a
peni and
thing.
meatballs.
It's a thing. And I don't know why. But it's like, who would eat like poop shaped chocolate? Or like, I don't know.
I mean, now that we're on that topic, did you know that they actually have anus shaped candy?
So you can literally
Yes!
eat someone's ass?
Yeah. Yeah.
I
Wait.
went to go like
Wait.
throw something away, and from a distance I hear my headphones blasting.
The worst part about it is go on YouTube. Just go on YouTube and type in anus chocolates, and they have a whole video of the casting and everything. Just like this chick sitting with her legs up in the air.
watching
She's
it.
just like on Instagram going, "Yeah, I'm getting my butthole cast for chocolates."
Loved ones'
What?
anuses.
Yeah.
It's in London!
Yeah.
Hey, so do you want to go?
Disturbing.
He turns people's poopy holes into object art and chocolate. I would never let someone do a casting of my butthole.
I would never eat it.
No, but look, she's just getting a casting of her butthole. I mean, it probably does feel nice because it's nice and cool, but honestly, career goals.
I
mean, I'm just kind of sitting there going, like, you have to have that stuff on your ass for like a good 20 minutes with your legs just like in the air, and you're just kind of like,
No, and it must
making
feel
some
really
chocolate.
weird.
Like,
And then how do you like properly clean?
No.
How do you properly clean the mold?
I mean, it's kind of, I'm pretty sure it's just like kind of like a one-time off thing, you know. But it actually shows you
It's
that he
not
has to clean
hygienic,
the mold. Yeah, like right after he takes casting, he's like, "Yep, gotta clean all the dangles off." It's like, man, they go through the whole process. I don't need to know that part. I kind of
Is
just
it really
assume.
worth it though? Is it really worth it?
I wouldn't know.
They get out of like one of the castings like, oh, this guy didn't wipe.
Oh,
Oh, I hate my life.
They don't know what's chocolate and what was already there.
Gummy just came in at the wrong time. I'm sorry, Gummy.
Sorry, Gummy. Came at the wrong time. Welcome, though.
welcome.
Thanks for the host.
Oh, we're just here talking about anus chocolate.
Yeah.
If I can
A normal
talk
day.
about, if I could talk about a treat that I enjoy from the UK that doesn't have to do with that, I enjoy jammy Dodgers, and I want some more. I also really like
Ooh.
orange chocolates; those are really neat. I really like those.
Yes, to both of those. Jammy Dodgers are really nice. I haven't had Jammy Dodgers in years though.
Those at home don't know, or should the those from the UK here, our two hosts, explain what a chocolate orange is?
Oh boy, so do you want to go or shall I? Oh, Saw's muted. Oh, so you're like, ooh.
He's not a host.
He's a spooky.
Okay, Saw's
he's
a ghost.
spooky
I'm just talking to the ghost. Okay. So a chocolate orange is it's literally an orange shape, but solid chocolate, and it's like orange. It's orange chocolate, like you know, like orange flavored chocolate. You get me. But then it's literally like loads of different segments, like an orange, and then you have to like whack it, and then all the segments come apart, and then you have slices, or just do what I do and eat it all in one go and just like pry it apart with your teeth.
Oh, I've had those.
Terry's chocolate oranges are amazing, and I've had to throw them against walls. I've had to, because the ad for it was "Don't tap it, whack it," and it was always showing like them perfectly separated into segments with like hammers, and then just cut to me literally smacking it against my desk, like, "Hang on, chocolate, let me in." But it feels like a heathen if you
My Coke
take a
spilled.
bite out of it. Oh no.
It's like not
It's
breaking
like-
apart the Kit Kat.
Yeah, it's like that. It's like it's just an unwritten rule that you don't just like take a bite. Like it's solid chocolate. You've got to at least separate it, at least a bit. Like two stuck together, that's fine. I'll have that. But like, you gotta eat it right.
Oh god.
Circle
I'd
back around
imagine-
the candy again.
I'd
Yeah.
imagine getting a really whacked out orange chocolate orange is like, has anyone ever had a Kit Kat, like you said, the Kit Kat that won't break, but when you do break it, like only half of one side breaks?
Yeah, like
Like-
the chocolate
Like
stays.
chopsticks.
The
That-
chocolate comes off or something, so you're just left with like a bit of chocolate and the wafer.
Oh god.
Oof.
I once ate a chocolate bar the very wrong way.
Sideways.
No, I didn't even break it apart. I just bit into it, and I sent a picture to my friend,
Oh,
and
that's fine.
they blocked me. They
That's
blocked me.
fine.
Oh wow.
I mean, you gotta do what you gotta do.
And I think the wrong way to eat a chocolate bar is to anally insert it. Now we have so
See, the wrong way is to melt it down. Okay.
What is with put chocolate on this podcast today? What?
You know, maybe they shouldn't have brought it up. Okay.
Please don't shove chocolate up your butt. It's not hygienic, and you might get something stuck up.
juicy.
I mean, yeah, who could have guessed, Chloe?
Don't
Do we
do
have-
it.
Juicy.
Pretty soon he starts
Sorry.
seeing Hershey's chocolate wrapper saying, "Please do not insert anally."
Oh my god.
Hershey's Kisses.
I mean,
Juicy.
Phil
Butt
Swift
plug.
had to say not to eat flex tape, so who knows?
I mean, yeah. Well, there you go.
Juicy. We have. I hear my cry. We need either a pooping cat or a flex tape cat. Hear
I'm
my
okay with
cry.
flex tape cat.
Yes. Bill
I
Swift
mean,
cat. Thank you.
Flex tape cat. Just it's wearing like a flex tape like
It's in a
t-shirt,
boat.
you know, and it's
And
just
to
like
show you the power of flex tape, I'm going to saw this cat in half.
The cat is in half, and it's just kept together with flex tape down the middle.
It's just Flex Seal, like, just on the insides. There's no blood, just Flex Seal. Flex
It
Seal
bleeds
runs through my
Flex Seal.
veins.
Oh my god. I am powered by liquid rubber.
yes, guys, please do not. That is
Please
not
do
how
not
you eat
anally
chocolate.
insert chocolate.
That's not how you eat chocolate.
But plus, it gets your butt real dirty. Don't do that.
That's just
That's
bad.
where you poop.
But it tastes good.
Listen,
Ah!
just say you like to eat ass and let's move on.
I mean, it just
Yeah.
keeps it reminds me of the episode
No,
of
me
South
no.
Park.
Of
Some
what?
of you, that one episode of South Park where everybody starts shoving food in their butt and they start pooping out their mouth.
Oh,
Like literally, that's
Huh?
the episode.
you know,
I've watched a lot of South Park, but
Okay.
I've never heard of that episode.
okay, if people keep shoving stuff up their butt, do you think technically, as evolution progresses,
That's what the episode was about.
but like, do you think it's possible that we can change our bodies, but we just shove food up our butt and we puke
That's
it
what I'm
out?
saying. Like that's what the whole episode was about.
No, but I mean
It's
that's
The whole
that
episode
will become
was
our
about,
new.
Cartman was trying to call everybody's bullshit, so he shoved like some food up his ass, and then like it was a couple hours later, and then he pooped out his mouth, and everybody was like, "Holy shit!" And then like it started blowing up across South Park, and then where it was like even on like the doctors, like they did like a mock-up of the doctors daytime TV show where they're like,
I mean,
actually
the only thing they
rectally
need
eating food is healthier than consuming food orally, and like it was just like a whole thing.
you'd need to switch the stomach round and stuff.
Flip the
but,
stomach.
like, it's just flip the whole. But it's doable. Come on, everyone! If we all shove food up our butts, we can evolve.
This
Good
has
ball.
Your
Your
your pee
next
will get
level.
bigger if you shove poop up your butt.
Eventually, our DNA will understand.
What
It
is
will
it?
Say
evolve.
food, but I said poop.
I don't think that's how evolution works.
Yes, it is.
Yes, it does.
That's how evolution works. If we just all start doing the same
So-
thing.
So, like,
I
I'm in there with
love
the
slash
doctor,
hate South Park.
and they're in the doctor's office, like, doctor, can you flip my stomach? Yeah, why not? So they were in the surgery room and they're flipping my stomach. It's like, why the fuck is there so much glitter?
Ah!
Oh no.
Ah! I
Oh,
found it.
doctor, help! I can't stop burping glitter.
I can't stop burping part of Bloop.
What
Yeah.
are you saying?
Bloop is like glitter Jesus. Every piece of glitter is a part of Bloop.
Oh
And
my
she can multiply glitter.
She-
I
Media
mean-
glitter.
She's already proven that she can multiply, so
Ah.
Bloop is
Well,
glitter
you know what?
god.
aside from butt chocolates and all that great stuff, I think we should move on to our next segment. It's a very special segment. It's a little bit longer than usual, guys. So just hold tight. But it's with our lovely cyborg. It's another kitty on the corner. Special Valentine's Day edition.
Oh.
Super long.
So, Soph, you could oh, there you go.
Tip 1. Get lots of candy. Valentine's Day. Tip 2. Wear pink and red. Pink and red are the super worry colors. Dress for the season. Tip 3. Get pretty flowers. Flowers smell good. Put them in your face and... Tip number 4. Make a card. If you make a card, then you can write whatever you want to whoever you want. Tip 5. Drink marshmallow cocoa. It's gonna be a chilly Valentine's this year, so drink some cocoa with pink marshmallows for added love. Tip number 6. Use water glitter. Glitter makes things all sparkly and pretty. Use it on your cards, your flowers, your shoes. Tip number 7. Go outside. What? Tip 8. Be sure to shower. No one wants a Valentine that's greasy. Tip 9. Feed the birds. Why? I don't know. I'm just really running out of these. And last but not least, tip number 10. How to confess to your Valentine. This is super important, so listen closely. The secret, the special secret to get your special someone to be your Valentine
Is to just be yourself. Yeah, that sounds, hokey and really cliche, but think about it. If they love you, they're gonna love you for you. There really is no secret to confessing other than being a little confident to just go up and ask the person. And, if they say no, it's fine. Just walk away. That's it. It's not easy. You're definitely going to feel a little heartbroken, or hey, maybe you take it like a champ. But either way, you just have to respect that decision that they said no. And don't keep going after it, because there's a lot of people that, they think maybe they'll be with me if I just keep going and I don't stop. But that's the worst thing you could do. You just have to respect them as an individual and respect that they do not feel the same about you. And it's always sad, because it sucks that you always have to elaborate on the what if the no option happens. But if the yes option happens, then great, you're in a relationship, and hope you guys stay together and live happily forever. But you always have to anticipate and accept the fact that they will say no. And you also have to accept that it's not the end of the world. There's more than one person out there, and yeah, it feels like you'll never find someone like them, and in a sense that's true, because everyone is an individual. But what I am saying is that you can find someone who will be better suited. And the reason why I say that is because if you love someone and they love you back, then there's something about you two that attracts each other. And give it time, but you'll find that attraction comes from something special. And then you'll find yourself to be really happy. I mean, I never thought in my life I would see myself with a boyfriend, but, well, it's been over a year, Austin, and I can tell you that I love you.
Oh, hello there. Oh my goodness. It was just Valentine's Day. Can you believe that? Oh wow, Valentine's Day is so special and magical. It's when all the couples come together and get to spend a special day. Hey, you wanna go around and ask what couples did this Valentine's Day? No. What do you want to do?
We should ask you questions. Yeah, you.
But why?
Well, I think it would be fun to get to know you. I mean, there's got to be a lot of people who know who you are by now. So maybe we should tell them about you a little bit.
Huh. A key on the corner by Cyborg Lisa.
Yeah.
Okay. Ask me some questions.
Okay, Cyborg. Are you ready to answer some questions?
Yeah.
You're the one in the hot seat now.
Oh wow. So exciting. Really kind of scary, but I can do it.
Okay. Alright, first question. What do you think the meaning of Valentine's Day is?
Valentine's Day is about loving everybody and everyone. It's about spending this special day with the people that you think are special. And you want to make them feel special because they make you feel special. That's what makes Valentine's Day special.
Ooh, I like that one. Alright,
Yeah.
you ready? Question number 2.
Number 2.
If you had a big box of chocolates, how many chocolates do you think you could eat?
Well, I love chocolate, but my daddy told me that I can't eat all the chocolates at once because then I get sent to the basement. Then I spoil my appetite for dinner. So, I think I could eat the whole box, but I would only eat 10 chocolates.
Wow, 10 chocolates.
Wow.
Oh, speaking of wow. So Valentine's Day is a very pink holiday. It's a very pretty holiday.
Yeah.
How much glitter do you think Valentine's Day should have?
It should have as much glitter as Brooke wants. Because she really needs it for her boyfriend, Garfield.
Okay, Cyborg. Are you ready for another
Yeah.
one?
Yeah.
Okay, what do you think is more important on Valentine's Day? Spending time with loved ones, giving gifts to loved ones, or spending it alone?
Well, that's a tough one. I think that I said that Valentine's Day should be spent with people that you love. And what people love is you. So you really shouldn't have to spend any money. Gifts are nice and people like them, but what they like the most is you. So if anything, you should be spending time with people. Because your time means a lot. And spending it alone, well, everyone has friends. And everyone has something they love. If they like to go outside and love every moment of it. You went to a little stargazing? Look at all them stars and love it. Because Valentine's Day is about love. And you know what? If you love yourself, go ahead and love yourself. Because there's nothing wrong with that.
Excellent. Okay, Cyborg, now it's time for the hard questions.
Uh-oh.
You ready? These are the harder questions. This is where it gets real.
The really hard ones?
The really hard ones.
Uh-oh.
You ready?
I'm gonna do my best.
Okay. So the last time that me and you got together, we talked about the Kitten Marching Band. And we walked around and we asked all of our friends what they did in the cat band and how they got here. But we never really got to find out how you became part of the cat band. So, Cyborg, I'm pretty sure there's a lot of people who would love to know how you got your beginnings in the cat band and when you met up with us.
Okay. Wow, that takes me back such a long time. Well, in the very beginning, I was the little pink kitten. And all I did was take my microphone and go around and sing. Didn't really matter if people listened to me, but it was great when they did. So I just kept doing it. And one day I decided, if I'm a kitten, I should be with the kitten band. And that's when I met up with Talon and he was streaming. And there was a whole bunch of Wilwies at the time. There was you, there was Doc, there was Chaw, there was Swabbleboo, and so many others that I can't even think of them right now. And they all said, "Oh wow, she's really cute." And I just I stuck with it. And look where I am now. Answering questions, asking questions, and just hanging out with you guys.
Wow, that's pretty cool. I like that. Alright. So, you eventually found your way into the KittenBand. And you eventually got to meet up with a bunch of us. But also, you actually have moved up through the ranks quite a bit. So, Cyborg, you became a member, and you surpassed that by becoming a march leader. But you eventually became a parade manager. So why don't you tell me a little bit about that?
Well, being a march leader was great. I got to go around, I got to sing songs, and I got to dance around with a bunch of colorful kittens. And that's all, it's great because you get to march and sing and be with kittens, and being a march leader was so much fun. And then when they asked me, and, well, oh, I'm sorry, I get so excited when they asked me to look at the people. Look at the people.
To look at the people. And I sat down and still me. I sat down and I realized that there's so much more to this than just going around in a bunch of different worlds and just as colorful little kittens playing music. You know, we had a purpose, and we still do have that purpose. The point of the Kitten Marching Band is to spread love and positivity, and that sounds really corny, but what I realized what I had to do to be a marching kitten was not to just go around in worlds and play music. I had to help the people around me. So I started talking to people, and I started to get to know them. And then one of the most magical things about being in this community is that there is a person behind every avatar, behind every model, behind every effect. There's a person doing all that. And the magical part is getting to know the person. And when I became a parade manager, my job became a part of that. It became something of you have to make people realize that what we're doing isn't all just fun and games. There's a reason behind it. There's an ultimate goal. And that goal is that no person should ever feel like they're alone. Because as a community, we stand by each other, we support each other, and will always be there to pick you up if you ever feel like you fell down.
Excellent. I love that. So obviously, you know, from the KittenBand from a year ago, you know, we've all talked about it before. It has grown and become much, much more than just a VR chat meme group that was started at one point in time. Now it's even more than most of us ever thought it was going to be, and half of us thought it was never going to get that far. So out of all that, what do you think was probably one of the most interesting moments in the KittenBand? Something that kind of was a massive polarity shift, something that made it seem like, oh, there's more to it than just a community. It's now bigger than a community. Now it's actually like almost like a family. When did you finally feel, I should say, when you were like part of that group and you like felt responsible for it? When was that? And how did that go down?
I guess the most I could say without getting too personal is I think what really did it for me was I was at a very difficult point in my life. And I didn't really know if what I was doing mattered, like, at all. It was like, what am I doing? It's not going to amount to anything. I'm wasting my time. No one looks at this and think of it as an accomplishment. You know, I don't do accomplishments. All I do are failures. And, you know, what's the point? I'm more or less just stuck in this rut and there's no way I can get out. Well, you know, I kind of let some people in the KittenBand about how I felt, and you know, they told me that it's okay to feel like that, but it's not true. Everything we do, everything we think about, has meaning, like marches. There's a reason why we do something, and that reason's going to have an outcome if we keep doing it. It's not easy. We have to keep working, and sometimes it feels like the work just completely overtakes us, but when the KittenBand was there to support me in my time of need, I feel like that's when I really found a group that was willing to listen to me, that was willing to try to understand things from my point of view, and even offered me advice when the situation called for it. It's to the point where I'm not sure what state I would be in right now if it wasn't for the KMB. And that's when I really felt like I was a part of something so big that I just want to see it keep growing.
That's great. That's actually one of the things that I personally enjoy about the community is that not only are we just a group of friends, but on a different level, we all do care about each other to a certain extent. And, like, it shows by, you know, people reaching out at certain points in time. It may not be everybody all at once, but, you know, at a certain moment, you eventually get a chance to talk pretty real with just about everybody in the KittenBand. So, out of all the people that you've met in the KittenBand, all of them, who would say inspired you the most to be where you are today?
Well, that one's a really tough one. This is probably the hardest one you've asked because
who was there to drag you up? Like, who helped you out? Like, basically what I'm asking is who was kind of like your mentor to kind of pull you into the KittenBand and get you acclimated and help you out along the way? Or there could be more than one, too.
Oh, are you ready for a list?
How about 5?
5? Okay.
So 5 people that have inspired you in the KittenBand and have helped you got to where you are today.
Well, definitely, you know, the first person I would have to think is Talon, because I would probably not even have been around because he was streaming at the time, and a lot of people, you know, saw my character, saw who I was, and that's where I kind of got my big lift. Another person I would have to thank is Dark. I mean, Dark is that guy always seems to be there for me, man. And he always seems to be there for anyone. His door is always open. He always does his best to make sure that everyone has, you know, something that pleases them, that the server is up to their standards, up to, you know, yeah, that guy works his ass off. And oh, pardon me, I said oopsie. Just to make sure that everyone and everything is like running smoothly. Another person I would have to thank is probably. Oh man, there are so many. That's why it's like I don't know. Hard time limiting it to 5. Strababoo. Strababoo's another person that I have to definitely thank because out of all the people that was, you know, out of the higher ups, I guess you could say at the time, she was one of the first. And because she was so open to just talk with me and everyone, I felt really comfortable when it came to talking with the mods. And she helped me out with some pricing on my commissions that I'm going to be doing soon. And I mean, I don't know if I would even be open to any of that, of showing anyone my work if I had talked to her first. Another person that I think Shadowed is another person. Oh god, Shadowed is always like getting things together. He does casts. I mean, he has so many ideas. He's always in the art team. He, I mean, it's like it's funny because Bimby and Darker are, you know, pretty much the one putting everything on Redbubble. But whenever I see like a merchandising team ping, it's him, man. He's always making sure that the media is up to snuff, and it's I don't know like what I mean. We would even have like a podcast if he got involved. I'm pretty sure he had a really big hand in that too. And the 5th person, I'm gonna put you on the spot, Trinkle. It be you. I mean, you're the one that don't act surprised, man. You're the one that allowed me to have this segment. You're the one that takes the time out of his day to record me just talking or going around asking fun and dumb questions to random people. You're the one that fixes up the audio. You're the one that it kind of like gets everyone together to get the podcast going. I mean, you have done several I mean, I don't know what the word computer stuff. I don't know what to call it. You know, when you try to make like something look pretty and they need a really nice machine to run it, you got that, man. And even you've helped me out with tech stuff before, I remember. So it's just, you know, and those are only 5 people. You know, like I said, those are 5 people that I can think off the top of my head right now. If I were to continue listing, you know, it would go on forever. So don't feel bad if I didn't say your name, because believe me, I am thinking of you right now.
Everybody in the KittenBand plays their part doing something. Whether it's me dealing with the podcast or Shadow dealing with the world team and the art team on the KMB side of things, or it's Bimby and Dark dealing with, you know, all of us. Everybody has their role, but everybody actually fits into their role really well, just like you did. And that's why, you know, a lot of us thought that you know, do a really good job as a world leader, or, well, a parade manager now.
Yeah, and, you know, I take this, you know, I take this role with responsibility and pride, and I'm hoping to really just kind of put a smile on people's faces and to kind of bring everyone together for many more years to come. I mean, the Kitten Marching Band has become my family, and I intend to take care of this family because you guys took care of me.
I love it. Okay. Got another one for you. So since you've been around for a while, right? You've been here for, I would say,
Yeah.
go almost a year now, because I remember we probably met up with you probably around March or May, around that time.
It was definitely around the Cat Band's beginnings. I think the time you guys first saw me is when
Probably
the world...
February then.
Yeah, very first expanded. Because I remember when they just had like they just had the cat models. I remember the world at its very beginnings, but I think it was the very first time, because like I said, Talon was streaming it, and he was probably streaming like, "Oh, new world, it's open, and it's great."
Okay, so yeah, probably a year for sure. At least by now. So you've come along, you've gained a lot of knowledge, you've gained a lot of wisdom along the way. So if you
I've
were
gained
to
something.
if you were to address, like new cat members, new march leaders, or old members that are thinking of becoming march leaders, or just anyone in the cat band in general that feels like they're probably not doing enough, what would your advice to them be?
My advice to you guys would be, if you feel like you're doing enough, well, first stop, because you are. Everyone in the cat band does what they can, and if you think that you're not doing enough, well, you are doing enough. You are showing up, and you're being a part of this community, and you're communicating with people, and you're talking with people, and I feel like some people get really upset when they can't do marches, and that's totally understandable. A lot of us can't do marches right now because the reality is that we are humans with lives. We have responsibilities to fill out. We have school, we have work, we have other studies, we have family, we have friends, we have a social life. My only real advice, I guess, I can give, if you feel like that you're not doing enough, just pop in the Discord or pop in VR chat and just talk with us. Just communicate. If you have something on your mind, go ahead and say it. We have so many text channels. If you are working on an art piece, go ahead and share it. We love to see what people are working on. If you're streaming, go ahead and show us your stream. We'd love to watch you. We are a community that is focused and centered around supporting people and making sure they feel like they are successful and loved. We're not about being judgmental. We're not about, ignoring anyone. Our server is well modded, and it is, it's set up properly to allow people to come in to just express themselves, to just be themselves, without feeling they're going to be just absolutely torn apart or ridiculed, because that's not what we're about. We're about positivity and acceptance.
Excellent. That's actually one thing that I've noticed with a lot of people, is that they're always kind of intimidated by the, world leaders or march leaders or the higher ups. And that's one thing that, I know Dark and myself and Shadowed and Char have always been working towards, making it very apparent that, like, this isn't a job, this is a community. You're here to, make friends and have fun. If you want to do stuff for the community, that's cool and all, but, everybody has a limit, and some people can give more than others. No one should feel embarrassed that they can't give more.
Yeah, and it's like, so it's some people, I understand that work is a pain in the butt, and it's, again, it's like, don't ever, if you don't want to do it, that's fine, because like I said, work's a pain in the butt, and you have real life stuff to do, but the people who love to do it, great. That's my thing. If you love to do it, go ahead and do it. That's another thing. Don't be afraid to do something that you love, because you might do a bad job or you might not do enough. I mean, I don't think he had to, but when Char said, it's like, hey, you can like rank up, and there's so much more you got to do. I mean, he was so excited. I remember he said went ahead and took it because he was so excited to just help people. Now he's like, there's so much more I can do. There's so much more I can help them with, and now things will be easier on them, and it'll be great. And it's just, I mean, he was so excited to hear about that. And again, outside the KittenBand community, Savage, he's going into the military, and I mean, bless him, man. To be doing that, that's a huge commitment, and that's a great example of being a member, you know, outside of the Discord or VR chat is, I mean, he's helping out his communities, helping his country. I mean, that's a huge commitment. So, like I said, there's just, oh man, there's so much that can be done. But don't ever feel intimidated that you're not doing enough, and don't ever feel intimidated to do something. Because I know some people, they want to do more, but they just get scared. But it's just, you do you. That's all I got. That's how I could sum it up. That's how I could stop my rambling. You do you.
Like, people come here, we get together, we play games, we BS on VR chat. Occasionally we'll have an event. You know, I mean, it's just business as usual. Alright, Cyborg. You ready for another one?
Trey.
You ready for the wind-up?
Yes, I am.
All
I'm
right.
ready for the wind-up.
Alright. So, a lot of things have happened in the Cat Band from the time you have been here, from the time I have been here, up until now. Events, marches, meetings, several hour-long meetings.
Oh.
Out of all of the things in the Cat Band that has happened, so let's sum it up to events, meetings, and marches. Out of all of those things, was there ever a moment where you took some inspirational thing and kind of was like, oh wow, this is amazing what this is, like, kind of gave you a little bit more definition of what the Cat Band really was?
I remember I suggested a few times about having a podcast because I think a podcast would be a perfect idea to go out and to talk to, you know, the people of this community. That's how we're having this kitty on the corner. That's how we have, you know, the What's Poppin' segment. That's how we are able to advertise our merchandise on redbubble.com that you should definitely go and take a look at. Okay, ad over. But I feel that
Plug that merch.
I think that I think you know, I suggested the podcast, and the podcast had some really rocky beginnings. It was pretty difficult to get off the ground, and it makes sense because it's not something easy you could just go ahead and put together. There's a lot of planning behind it. But you know, when I went around and told people, and they really liked that idea, you know, they had the same idea, and of course, why wouldn't they? And when, you know, when you kind of came up and said, hey, we can give people segments. And, you know, I have
my other true self. And when you said you want to go around and you want to ask people questions like this, well,
I kind of thought, you know, I love doing that voice. I love doing that voice because it makes a lot of people laugh. It makes a lot of people smile. I say a lot of silly things in that silly voice. So I guess what I could say is, if I'm even, God, I've rambled so much. That's a problem, I ramble, and then I can't answer the question, but I guess the most inspirational thing that's kind of happened is I was able to do this voice more often, and now everyone can hear it. And now everyone can, you know, like, request questions, and, you know, it's like, I want her to say this, and, you know, they could do that. It's kind of, you know, out of all the things that I thought I wouldn't, of all the things that I thought I had that would kind of take me somewhere, I never once thought it would be what I could do with my voice. And with all the games, meetings, events, and even just talking to you guys, You guys have proven that my voice has done a lot, let me tell you that. So, yeah, I mean, really, again, like I said, if the KMB wasn't here, Cyborg Wizard wouldn't be here. So always remember that.
That's very true. We wouldn't have a lot of our members if the KMB wasn't here. And on top of that, a lot of us wouldn't have met one another, and that kind of makes me sad when I think about it that way, because I've met you, obviously, and so many other amazing people on, in the KMB, that it's kind of almost an honor, but at the same time, it's like, I was also part of this too, I helped as well, so it feels great to know that in a small way I had a helping hand in making this a bigger community. And so does a lot of people, there's many people, if not several hundred people that are involved in that, and they don't even know it. I mean, they show up to the server, they say hi, they screw around, they drop some meme. Just doing that creates a community, because one day that might create a connection, that may create a friend, which creates a bond, and that, they may become more active, they may not. They may make friends and go off into a different server. Regardless, the KittenBand pretty much did its job. It accomplished its goal by basically spreading love and happiness and friendship. And that's pretty much what it is. It's just a community of people getting together.
Doing things that they love and enjoy. And really, I can't think of anything else that would be better.
Exactly. Alright, Cyborg. Last question. Actually,
Alright,
last response.
last response.
Yeah. So, out of all the members in the podcast, there's many.
All of them.
Out of all of them. I would like you to thank them all for helping us create this wonderful podcast that we have today. Because if it wasn't for you, me, and everyone else in the podcast, we wouldn't be doing this. Or we would be, and we'd just be insane.
Exactly. Oh God, but yes, absolutely. Just thank you, everyone. Like me, Cyborg Wizard, and not even just the character at this point. The person is sitting at the desk with the microphone. Like Melissa, I am. That's my name. I am thanking you guys. I'm thanking you, the community. You have no idea how much you have made, how much you've created just by being here. I mean, I myself, like I said before, I don't know where I would even be if it wasn't for this group, if it wasn't for this community. I mean, I'd be going through utter hell. I'd say that. I would be having absolutely the worst time of my life. But you guys are right there, pulling through for me. And, I can't just thank you guys enough for being by my side when I needed you most. And I really want to be there for you guys too, so never be afraid to step forward, because I'll always do my best to answer that call, and I mean that from the bottom of my heart. As a person, as a Kitten Marching Band member, I mean that, because that's what we're here for, to spread love and positivity.
Excellent. Thank you, Cyborg. I think the KMB knows a lot more about you now. And that's great, because, I mean, for some of the people who don't know you, they get to find out what a great person you really are.
Oh, thank you. And, like I said, just come up to me, because I want to know who you guys are. You guys are great people, and I need to know just who these great people are who are behind me or even standing beside me again, just pushing me forward. Huh. I really have been part of this community for a long time now. You know, I always appreciated it. And believe me, there was never a moment where I didn't, but answering these questions really made me sit down and think just how much this group has not only supported me, but I see you helping people every day, and that is amazing. You know, it's, again, just, we are more than little colorful kitten models. We're more than silly little avatars. We are people behind the screens, typing out what we mean, saying what we think, and doing everything we can to help out each other. And if that isn't what the KMB isn't about, then gosh darn it, then I shouldn't be a parade manager. So, I really want to take this moment from the bottom of my heart again to thank you guys. Because without this, there wouldn't really be anything for me to be happy about. Because you guys make me realize what I should be happy about, what I should appreciate. I appreciate you guys every single day. So with that, I want to say, Cyborg Wizard, also known as Melissa, signing off. Love you guys.
Greetings and salutations, fellow consumer. Are you tired of wearing those sorry excuses of moth-ridden rags you call clothes? Well, then look no further than the KMB Redbubble store. There you'll find everything to meet your needs, and then some. Gone will be the days of yesterday. Using planters to drink your coffee out of? Grab yourself a KMB mug. Tired of feeling unmotivated and staring at a blank void you call a wall? Or maybe jar? Then snag a KMB poster and get yourself motivated. Finding yourself walking the city streets, seeing a stop sign that is just begging to be slapped? We got you covered. We have a plethora of stickers to hit it with. All this and much more waiting for you at redbubble.com. Order now.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt your ad there.
You're good.
Oh, no. Oh. That was such a lovely...
Yes, comrade, I shall slap.
Oh.
I mean,
actually...
That was adorable.
Oh.
Can I buy the least slap? Or will it be against the law?
Like, yeah, it's... When Trinkle and I made that video, I really wanted to make it special so I could make it clear how much I appreciate you guys, and I really do mean that.
Thanks for melting my heart.
Oh, you're so wholesome. I hate it.
Whoa. How do we move on from that?
Heart doesn't cry.
We were talking about,
Don't cry.
we were talking about the butthole.
Don't cry.
and now there's emotions.
It's an emotional roller coaster.
Eyeballs are sweating.
Uber faucets in my tear ducts.
Oh no! I'm crying.
Who put these tears on my pillow?
Well,
Trust me, I cry every night. Cause Cave Town.
if it's okay to ask, it's up to you, Trinkle. Maybe ask you guys right now. What do you value most in the KMB? That's okay with you, Trink.
Yeah, that's fine. Do it. Let's do
That's a good question.
Oh man, do you want to go from the top down?
However you want.
Yeah, just whatever you want. Like whoever wants to go first, go ahead.
I'll go ahead. I value every one of you guys. Even early on, leading you guys to go on kitten marching bands and stuff. Regime, a nation, the entire VR chat. You know, I mean, those are practically valuable foot soldiers. You know, you guys became more than just like a little kid who were just going to be like a soldier for a day. You guys actually started to become friends. But still, you guys are still gonna get in line. I'm still gonna demand respect. Yeah. After marching with you guys for after a while, you guys started becoming like real close friends with me. And I'm grateful for that. And I guess, of course, I get to create content. I get to yell at you guys a lot, so that's also a thing. I met my love, my life, saw on VR chat, and we made it, and we created Cyborg.
Yeah.
Oh.
And it's just fun times like that. So I guess if there's anything I value with the Kitten Marching Band, it's yelling at you guys. And that means a lot more than what you think it is. So I'm crying.
Shall I go next? Because it's like, I don't know how to put it into words, but the thing that boggles me is how we have like such a variety of people from different ages, different places in the world, all these things, and yet it feels like even the thing is, words. Right, me and Sora from UK, so we're technically on the other side of the world, and Dark is in whatever his country's called. And we've got all these different countries, right? And even some of you guys I might not see that often, but it feels like whenever we chat again, it's like, we didn't have any time away or anything. There's like, I don't know, I just find it really cool. And also, the reason I joined KMB was kind of a sad reason, because I was just dealing with some real life stuff that, I was grieving, and it was kind of a shit time. So yeah, it was like my little escapism, but then I stayed, and it's become this really nice little community, and I feel like I've made some real connections with so many people in the KMB. So yeah, emotions, but yeah, you get me. That's it.
Okay. Huh? Am I
I just hear like a faint from Tranquil. Oh no.
No, my eyes are sweating.
Oh!
Eyes are
With
sweating.
pride.
He's weak. Arms are heavy. There's vomit on his sweater already. Awesome again.
This is the other thing I like, because it's like, even when we're like sad and going through stuff, like we can have a bit of escapism, just like going into a voice chat and going, and yeah, 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 heck yeah, do it.
Insert bloops.
Cookie.
Oof.
I want to know your innermost personal secrets. Tell me. Tell us all. Tell us.
Well, I mean, some of it is
I
personal.
never went to why I appreciate the KMB, but okay.
Well, I guess I could tell you some. I'm not gonna tell you all of it because I don't have much to say. I guess one thing I appreciate is just, coming in here every day, seeing like you guys chatting, playing games, and doing all that, and then all the artists that are here do great stuff. And I appreciate them. They give me stuff to look at. Like I can go look at them and be like, "Hey, this is a cool concept. Let me think about what I could do, or how I could think of what they were trying to point out, or where they were going with it." And that's pretty neat. And basically, like, you know, everybody in the KMB just gives me something to do. So that's pretty much all I got to say.
Yeah.
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 boy.
Ah!
Yeah. Neon. Let's see, Karen. What are you grateful for, brother?
A lot. I like KMB because there's so many like nice and chill people than what I'm usually used to people online, and I've met some actual great friends that can really make me happy in the KMB. I've met some great friends. Like, I'm gonna point out some. Zonia, Kiwi, Desiro sometimes. I miss.
Aw.
Just
Aw,
sorry,
I
Desiro.
feel a
if you
love
ever watched
relationship here.
Proto,
Yeah.
Tranquil's nice. And I also met some cool people in the KMB world, and I would just kind of hang around, like Internet Gummy, and I'm thankful for the kind of people I can talk to that complete and utter assholes. like some people, I'm pretty thankful for that, and that community again, that makes me happier than
What
before.
about butter?
Unlike my last community, which did make me happy, but made me depressed at the end. I just hope this doesn't end out the same. But yeah, I'm just thankful for the community here. They're really sweet, and I love you all.
Aw. I love you too.
I like that. I like that.
Insert clap.
Clap, 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 clap.
Applause.
Clap. Clap. Wait, no. Wait, colon, clap, colon.
Clap, 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 clap.
Wait, Tranquil.
Wait, where's my
Have you
sound pad?
Hmm?
No, not
Said-
Blender, sound pad.
What you're grateful for?
No, I suppose I should go.
Yeah.
So I've been a member for a while now. I've probably been around since week 2 or 3 or some stuff. Ever since then, I've kind of just been slowly moving up the ranks and just kind of leaving my footprint as I go. But the thing that kind of means the most to me is the trust that I am betrothed with everybody in the cat band, and that is the trust that the artists give me by handling their artwork properly, the trust that other people are giving me by giving me their ideas and utilizing it the way I see fit for the podcast, and all of that. And that's kind of the most important part to me, or that's what means the most to me, is the trust that I've gained from everybody in the cat band to basically sit there and go, okay, this is what I'm going to do with our community. This is what I'm going to do with our podcast. So they trust me to take their ideas and feelings and thoughts and convey that into those two things, whether it be the podcast or the kitten group in itself. And it kind of goes the same. Getting the trust of either Saw and Shadowed, which are also leaders beside me, or whether it be Dark and Bimby, which are above me, or everyone below me. It's terribly important to have that, or at least for me it is, because that makes me feel that I'm actually doing something right, and that I'm actually gaining that trust, as opposed to just being like, nope, this is the way it's going to be, and just deal with it. So I don't know, I guess just gaining that respect and being able to utilize that respect to further help the cat band, and to have that respect and trust put into me, and to allow me to do what I need to do to make this a better community. I think that means the most to me, because a lot of random strangers on the internet who I met a week or a month or a year ago just basically go and they yeet art at me, or they give me concepts and ideas, or whatever, and I utilize all this stuff for the cat band, for the podcast, to entertain people, or to just basically make it a more visually appealing place to be. It's kind of nice.
Yeah.
Yee.
Wait, I got this.
That was very brief. I was
Also,
expecting for it to go longer.
I just want to point out, I literally have a channel in my server full of positivity, to where it's literally called Love for Others, and what we do is we just direct love at each other all day.
Yeah.
Like beams of
Precious.
hearts.
Huh?
Like beams of hearts out of your hands, like. Phew.
Yeah, like shoot beans, and the beans are made of love, and then they go woo.
Beans. Not beans. No, not beans.
Yeah, like beans.
I ping people in that server. I'm just like, I love you so much.
I don't know. We're pooping out of our mouths. This
is so gay, but I love you.
And now we're shooting beans out of our hands. We're creating a perfect person.
The best podcast ever.
Yeah.
Well, on that note, I think we can wrap things up here today.
Yeah.
Any final thoughts? Any final words?
Anus chocolate.
It is chocolate.
Don't
Oh,
purchase
God.
it. You don't know the hygiene of it. I feel like he's not professional.
Because my personal thing, I really don't want.
This podcast is sponsored by Bounty for when you need to pick up that as chocolate dripping.
Because I really don't want this
Bounty is
podcast.
the quick picker upper. And paper
When you need a
towels.
picker upper.
When you need a picker upper.
God damn it. Because I really don't want it.
Done.
Ah!
For towels. We need them.
Oh gosh.
I need a diaper.
No, okay. I don't want this cast to end on poop chocolate, so please.
Okay, everyone.
It's chocolate.
This is actually your mother, Claudetta, coming through with a PSA. Please be careful about what you stick up your butt, because it may not be good for you. That's my final word. Be careful. No, I'm serious.
Yeah.
Stop. You could get butt disease.
Here's my actual words other than anus chocolate. I love you all, and I hope you have a great fucking day, 'cause I love you all so much.
I second that. I hope everyone who's watching.
I'm having a
and
seizure of how much love I have.
Everyone in the KMB has a good day, evening, night, whatever time it is in the world. I hope
You're
have a
all
nice
so sweet
time.
that you made me be diabetes level 10.
Oh.
Oh no.
Oh no.
I think diabetes level 10 is just dead.
That's oh god.
I think you're dead at that point.
That's oh
Your
god, oh
body
no, get me out of
disintegrates.
here.
He's dead.
It then inflates.
Yeah,
I'm
can we-
just dead.
Oh god,
I'm just dead.
He's inflating.
Also, I'm a boy.
Neon's a
That's gonna
boy.
be the catchphrase now. Since I
Don't
started
talk
off class podcast with that.
Don't talk to me or my son ever again.
What?
My son is Neon.
I just
on my last note, yeah, let's petition for that toilet paper cat with the little toilet paper on his
Okay.
oh, that'd be funny. I'd like
Okay.
that.
Yeah.
Boys, yes.
I guess really
See,
my
hear our
last
cries. Bring us
you
the
see
toilet
your
paper cat.
cries. I guess really my last note would be, we at the I think it's fair. I could speak for everyone here. We appreciate you guys so much, and if it wasn't for you, we'd just be a couple of idiots yelling at each other. And yeah, that's what we still are, but you guys are watching it. You guys are listening to it. You guys are enjoying it. And you really need to know and understand how much that means to us. Because we wouldn't have this if it wasn't for you. And thank you so much for that.
Preach. Boy, preach. I preach.
Alright, well then, until next time, boys and girls, we'll see you all
Don't put chocolate
again.
up your anus.
Yeah, don't do that. Oh, God. Jesus Christ. Roll the credits, please.
Yes!